Hey everybody, I'm Creed, and this is Creed Saturday Morning episode 22. And today I want to recap 10 more cartoon villains from my soon-to-be 100 cartoon villains gallery. So let's dig right in here. We're going to start with number 21, Big Boss from C.O.P.S. C.O.P.S ran for 65 episodes from 1988 to 1989. His voice is based on Edgar G. Robinson, and it's done by Len Carlson, who also did Ganon from Legend of Zelda, Bert from the Raccoons, and Professor Coldheart from the Care Bears. So next up we have Megabyte from Reboot. Reboot ran 48 episodes from 1994 to 2001, voiced by the very awesome and legendary Tony J, who's done so many voices, but he was, he was Chairface on The Tick, narrator for These Are the Tales of the Skeleton Warriors. He was Virgil on Mighty Max, and he appeared himself on the Halloween episode of Erie, Indiana, which is one of my favorites. Megabyte rules. And Tony J, who is now gone, is a big loss for the cartoon world. And number 23 is the Lobe from Freakazoid. Freakazoid ran 24 episodes from 1995 to 1997. The Lobe is voiced by David Warner, who did work on Tron, actually acting work in Tron and In the Mouth of Madness, Remington Steele, Heart to Heart, Babylon 5, The Outer Limits, and then he did the voice of Ra's al Ghul on Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series, and he did the voice of the Archmage on Gargoyles. Now this one's a little different because some of these I will actually step outside of what the character looks like to if I see a way to enhance it. And I thought the Lobe should be a lot brainier. This is not how he's drawn in the cartoon, but I think it's just because this would be a real pain to animate. So that's my version of the Lobe. And number 24 is Gemini from Thundarr The Barbarian, one of my favorite cartoons. It ran 21 episodes from 1980 to 1982, voiced by Henry Corden, who also voiced Ookla the Mock on this show. He did Fred Flintstone after Alan Reed died. Is mostly what he's famous for. And Gemini has another face, which I believe I'm going to put in my second 100 list of villains. This one was really hard for me to draw because I really hate the work of Jack Kirby. And Jack Kirby designed this character. I tried to draw it 5 or 6 times with as little Kirby influence in the actual art as I could, and it just didn't look like him. So I basically just ended up drawing, it's pretty Kirby. I just really don't like Kirby's art, so I did my best to, but anyway, I think this looks a lot like the character, and I'm really happy with this one. Number 25 is Moloch from another one of my all-time favorite cartoons, Project Geeker. And if you've never heard of it, you have to see if you can find some. There's 13 episodes, and it ran in 1996. Moloch is voiced by Jim Cummings, one of the most prolific voice actors, who does the voice of Darkwing Duck, Dr. Robotnik from Sonic, and Winnie the Pooh, Taz from Tasmania, Bonkers, and Sly Sludge from Captain Planet. Next up is one of my most obscure villains, the Shrinker from the Mighty Heroes. The Mighty Heroes ran 21 episodes from 1966 to 1967. I love how he stole a whole bank without even getting out of his car. I'm gonna link to the episode because I'm gonna link all the intros for all these shows below. But instead of the intro, I'm gonna link to the episode. It's only, I think it's 7 minutes, and it's great. You'll see why I drew the Shrinker if you watch that episode. I love how toothy he is. He's just really he's kind of sinister for a little guy. He looks like he could really take a bite out of your leg. Next up, one of the heavy hitters of cartoons, Megatron from Transformers. The one and only Transformers. I know there's 50 Transformer shows. There's only one worth watching as far as I'm concerned. Transformers ran for 98 episodes from 1984 to 1987. And he's voiced by probably the most hardworking and most used voice actor of all time, Frank Welker, known as Freddy from Scooby-Doo. I think the only cartoon he's not in is half written right now, and by the time they finish it, they will find a part for him. Frank Welker is in almost every cartoon. He especially does noises and animal voices, especially, but he does really everything. If you know anything about voice acting, you recognize Frank Welker's name. Number 28. This is another one I made some adjustments to. I actually added a little detail. The original character didn't have a lot of character in his face, so I sort of redid his whole head. Spooky Space Kook from Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? There were 41 episodes from 1969 to 1978. Spooky Space Kook was voiced by Don Messick, who of course did Scooby's voice, Astro from the Jetsons, Muttley, Papa Smurf, among many others. Now, number 29 is Primeval from Filmation's version of the Ghostbusters. And that show ran 65 episodes in 1986, voiced by the mighty Alan Oppenheimer, who voices Skeletor and a lot of other characters. And he was also the guy who was going to take everything when he moved on Richard Pryor's movie, Moving. I love that guy. And finally, for this episode, number 30, Savoir Faire, because he's everywhere, from Klondike Kat, 26 episodes from 1966 to 1967. The show was mostly a backup for Underdog, but the way they did it, they sort of mixed and matched. Savoir Faire is voiced by Sandy Becker, who was Mr. Wizard from Tooter the Turtle, and does voices on Go Go Gophers. So that should actually do it for today. I do have a regular episode in the works featuring Beetlejuice. That's coming up soon. And so this catches us up to 30 villains. I hope you enjoyed this. You can see my whole cartoon villains gallery over on DeviantArt. I always put the link below. So I'm going to have more videos coming shortly. And until then, take her easy. Hey, thanks for watching all the way through. I really appreciate it. Just by watching these videos, you help me out. But if you really want to help the channel, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on how you feel. Make sure you're subscribed so you can keep up with my latest stuff. And if you're looking to buy a cartoon I'm talking about, I will put up the link to Amazon in the description. And if you're a big fan, the absolute best thing you can do is recommend this channel to a friend who loves cartoons. Thanks for watching.